Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good weekend and welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters, where after heading back to an earlier save after a disastrous mission in the previous episode, imagine my horror to discover that my last save was about 49 game days earlier, right at the start of the flowering mission. You remember that one? Yeah, the one that was even worse than the Eldar Craft World. Well, anyway, I got through it a little bit easier this time around with the benefit of hindsight, and I'm now in the position of training up the librarian and the chaplain again. So you join me a third of the way through an eliminate the seed carriers mission, and these are probably the easier of the available Bloomspawn missions, although at this stage in the game I think it's fairly safe to say that this game has an extremely broad definition of exactly what easy means, because we're still facing things like Blightlord Terminators and Chaos Dreadnoughts, and even the basic Chaos Cultists come with a whole raft of beneficial mutations and increased health. But, well, you know, it could be worse. So, the glorious deed on this mission, for bonus requisition points, is to eliminate 9 enemies with ranged weapons. But with the first seed carrier and a random patrol that I encountered, I've already accounted for 5 enemies with ranged weapons, so there are 4 to go. I've got the chaplain and the librarian front and centre. I'm trying to make sure that these are the guys who get the kills in order to leech all of the experience from the rest of the team, which consists of Interceptor Storm and Apothecary Han. So I know that there's another seed carrier inside this building. And there's another one over there. Now then. I don't know exactly what the threat is in there. I mean, it could be Blightlord Terminators, it could be Plague Cultists, it could be anything. I'm going to grab this Poxus seed here, though, for a bonus willpower point on Interceptor Storm. He's almost back up to full willpower, 10 of 11. And I'm thinking I'm going to send the good apothecary in just to take a quick look and see exactly what it is that we're dealing with here. And it seems to be a couple of plague priests. So there's 2 of them. And that is a lot of cultists. Right. Oh, and they're all getting beneficial mutations. And this guy with the auto gun is pinning down the good apothecary. But that's okay. This may seem like suicide for my apothecary, but I sent him in here with a plan. I obviously can't move him anywhere or he's going to get cut down by reaction fire. But this is where Brother Librarian Foros comes in useful with his warp-charged Gate of Infinity. Hello, good sirs. Do you have a moment to stop to talk about our Lord and Saviour, the God Emperor of mankind? Oh, there's the seed carrier. We'll have that first. Hey, where are you going? You can't run from the Emperor. Gotcha. Right. Well, now the cat is very definitely amongst the pigeons. Remember, I still have to get 4 kills with ranged weapons. So, let's set Interceptor Storm loose amongst these guys. And just look at how much coverage he's able to achieve when he starts off the teleport strike right next to them. And, no, we don't need to warp charge.
It is finished.
Right, so, 1 willpower point back, 1 kill. Let's smack the hell out of this first plague priest. But I don't want to kill him. If I'm going to get a kill on these guys, it needs to be with ranged weapons. And I'd really prefer if it was the chaplain and the librarian who did it. So a second shot from the chaplain to finish off this plague priest.
No match for the Emperor's children.
And just 3 more enemies with ranged weapons. Just 2 more enemies with ranged weapons. Right, let's think about this. Oh, that's a kill. We'll have that. Just 1 more enemy with a ranged weapon. Getting the willpower back's nice as well. So, Librarian Foros. Actually, let's soften them up first with the good interceptor. Oi! Voldred, you're not supposed to be killing them. Oi, stop that! What's going on? Leave some for the new boys. Oh well. Yeah, where's your Overwatch now, Panyo? Oh, it's a kill. That'll do. Oh, let's get it with the Stormbolter, though. There we go. Right, that's the glorious deed complete. Oh, there's still one left hiding in the corner over there. Oh, he's hiding right next to a plasma cell. Ah, you know what, we're just going to smack him up with the apothecary. It'll be fine. Alrighty-roo. That is the glorious deed complete. Bonus requisition points on completion of the mission, and there is just one more group of seed carriers left, and they're right there. In fact, they're even heading in this direction. Well, that's jolly nice of them, isn't it? No idea what that group consists of, however. Could be something very nasty. So I think we're all going to stack up and get ready to jump out and surprise them. But it turns out the joke's on me. I don't know how they saw me. I mean, yeah. There's a window there, but they hadn't even reached the window. And this is a fairly nasty group. We've got a Plague Marine with a hazard spray, which is going to make getting to those guys for melee kills tricky. We've got a Plague Bearer who is mutating. We've got a regular Death Guard Plague Marine with a bolt gun setting up an Overwatch zone. And last but not least, we've got a Plague Champion. And there's the Warp Surge, and now they're gaining even more beneficial mutations. And what's this guy up to? Oh, he's doing +2 damage. Fantastic. Now I have no stratagems on this mission, they're greyed out because the Inquisitor is injured. But I do have Librarian Foros, and he still has 9 willpower, more than enough for a warp-charged Gate of Infinity. Let's hope he gets the action point back. 50% chance on any teleport that he regains the action point. Surprise! It's me! He didn't get the action point back. Oh well, never mind. Right then, intercept the storm. We've just had a warp surge, so I'm not worried about triggering another one by spending willpower. Intercept the storm's going to carve this guy up. Let's remove the Overwatch. Now then, Apothecary Harm. What to do, what to do. You can do this warp speed biomancy buff on the Librarian, which gives him increased movement and bonus crit damage. So we're going to do that. And with his remaining 2 actions, we're going to smack the crap out of this Chaos Champion. He does have a lot of health and armour though. But that's softened him up a little. And now the Brother Librarian. And this is the Seed Bearer. And remember, if you get a melee crit on a Seed Bearer, it automatically extracts the seed. And this is the last Seed Bearer. So this is going to trigger the mission end.
All of them, Commander. However, I sense there are disturbances in the warp below. The tech priest will extract your brothers shortly. Do your best to keep them alive, will you?
And if Nurgle has any reinforcements remaining, you automatically get all of them at the end of the mission. I wasn't really ready for that, but I guess I'm in for it now. So we'll finish this guy off. That just leaves the Plague Bearer and the Chaos Champion. And I'm going to have to shoot the Plague Bearer, because remember, these guys have a 50% chance to parry the first melee attack made against them each turn. And while it doesn't look like I have enough shots to kill the Plague Bearer, Interceptor Storm gets a free reaction shot off against anybody inside his shooting range who gets shot at, which means I do have enough shots to kill the Plague Bearer. But I definitely don't have enough action points left to deal with this Plague Marine, and that really could be a problem. I've only got 1 action point left on Chaplain Storm, and I'm going to get 2 waves of reinforcements at the end of this turn, and the Plague Champion is still up. So in order to prepare for the reinforcements which we're about to get, I'm going to use the Refrain of Convergence on Chaplain Storm. And this gives the whole squad 10% resistances and makes them immune to reaction and auto attacks. There's nothing I can do about the Plague Champion getting a melee attack off. But he's not following it up with a Plasma Pistol shot, which is nice. So First set of reinforcements, another plague priest, and more cultists. Second set of reinforcements. Oh, that's bad. That's really not good. On the other hand, I like where they are, because it means if I can get to them, although I'd have to go through the hazard field. Well, I won't have to go through the hazard field, actually. Except the librarian doesn't have the 5 willpower that he's going to need for another Gate of Infinity. But I can give him some willpower from Chaplain's Storm. Chaplains and Paladins get an ability to basically act as a willpower battery and transfer their willpower to another member of the squad. So after doing that, Librarian for us does have enough willpower for a Warp Charge Gate of Infinity to put the entire squad up here, almost all of them out of line of sight of all of the ranged enemies that have just appeared at the other end of the map. And we should, between the 4 of us, easily be able to deal with these guys. I'm going to attack the Plague Bearer with Intercept the Storm, for obvious reasons. Interceptor's attacks cannot be parried. And he should be able to finish this thing off pretty much by himself. Yeah, we'll force strike it. There's not a lot of point in saving our willpower at this stage. So the Plague Bearer is dead. And now for the big fella, who has a lot of health. Smack him up with the Chaplain's Crozius. And again. And again. Oh, and he's been afflicted with a vulnerability. That's very, very nice. Come on, Librarian, finish him off. There we go. Right. This has put us in a much, much better position. Although I'm not ready to immediately start dealing with that second group, so I'm going to move the good Apothecary around the corner and set up some Overwatch. And I think anybody else, like Intercept the Storm, who still has a willpower point left, sorry, an action point left, is going to do the same. Right. Oh, and of course the Librarian has a chance of generating an automatic free Aegis Shield at the end of his turn as well. So, come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. Here comes the Plague Priest. Oh, what's he doing? Oi! You're not supposed to do that. Stop it! Here come the cultists. Yeah, it's really annoying how they're stopping just short of the Overwatch to take their shots. But, well, you know, Marines and Terminator armor, they can take it. Right. There's still a Plague Champion back there as well. Here he comes. What's he doing? Well, Plague Champions are basically the Chaos version of Marine Chaplains. He's just given all of those cultists an Assault Order, which means they're now going to start doing more damage. And here's the Warp Surge, because I've been spending willpower like crazy. And they've all gained more beneficial mutations. So, what are we going to do? Well, it's fortunate that they've all decided to take cover next to a plasma cell, really, isn't it? Oh dear. Right. Yeah, there's no more Gates of Infinity here. The good brother Librarian just doesn't have enough willpower left. But you know what? Apothecary Harm Stormbolter is pretty good. Let's see what we can do from here. Another shot should finish that guy off. Although I'd again prefer to get the kills with the Librarian or the Chaplain. Let's see. I can move the Librarian to... How far can I move him and still have 1 action point left? I can move him all the way there and still have 1 action point left. No, there's still a sneaky little bugger in there as well. I'd forgotten about him. Okay. He is close enough to the plasma cell, but it's not going to do any more damage than just shooting him. So we'll finish this guy off. We'll worry about the guy inside the factory in a moment. Now then, I am thinking that we're going to force strike this guy to get an instant kill, as the Chaplain just beats the door down and then smacks him upside the head with his Crozius stave. And these guys are...
Yes,
You know
Commander.
what? Put a pin in that. I'll come back to it in a moment. Let's do as much damage as possible with the rest of the squad before I try out one of the chaplain's special abilities. So, teleport strike from here. He does have enough willpower. Although, strangely, I don't seem to be able to hit both of them with a teleport strike. It looks like they're both in range of the strike circle, but for some bizarre reason they're not. So fine, I'll hit the Plague Champion and then I'll teleport to the spot right next to him. Now here's the problem. Storm only has one action point left, so unless he gets lucky with a crit, he can't actually kill both of these guys. But it's okay, I have a plan.
Wounded.
The Chaplain still has an action point, and he's going to use that to provoke these two, which means they will forget they have ranged weapons close to melee range, which means they're going to have to walk past two Marines and suffer reaction strikes from them in order to do that, in order to get to the person who provoked them. Unfortunately, we don't kill the Plague Champion, and he does get a strike off at the Chaplain, but that's all he gets, because that's the end of the mission.
All active Astartes recovered. Beginning teleportation.
Why, thank you, Dominus, although, you know, would it really have killed you to hold off an extra turn so I could have killed the Plague Champion as well? But, yeah, whatever, you know, I'm not really complaining here. That was a successful mission. We got the Glorious Deed, kill 9 enemies with ranged weapons. We got a shit ton of kills and experience for the 2 new boys, which almost guarantees a promotion for them. And I can't remember what the armory rewards were, so let's have a look and see what we can spend our requisition points on as well. I'm at the point where I'm starting to get a lot of tier 2 rewards, and there's a tier 2 Stormbolter, Power Sword, and a tier 2 set of armour. Collected a load of seeds, although they're the regular Morbus seeds, and I've got dozens of those. Loads of bonus requisition points. Let's have a look. Ooh, that is a nice Stormbolter. That is a very, very nice Stormbolter. It has increased range. What's this? A Seeker Skull. Reveals hidden enemies. Yeah, don't really care. What about the power armor? Oh, it's Terminator armor. Warp Scorn. This knight does not increase Warp Surge when using psychic abilities. Gets bonus willpower, bonus armor. Oh, hell yeah, we're having that. What about this power sword? Oh shit, look at that. 75% parry chance once per turn. And it can be upgraded so it can happen twice per turn. And it can have up to 15% crit. That is a seriously nice power sword. I mean, the Stormbolt is nice as well, but I'm starting to run low on requisition points, but I'm having the Terminator armor and the power sword. Sadly, no promotion for Chaplain Storm. He's going to have to wait for the next mission, but we do get a promotion for Librarian Foros. There's still one section of the teleport tree that I haven't actually taken, and it's here, the teleport boost. This is the one that gives them a 50% chance every time he uses a teleport ability to get the action point back. It's a very useful ability and I really should take it, although I kind of want to spend the points elsewhere on something that is equally badass, if not more so. See, I'm going to have to go through the Smite ability to get to where I want, and the Smite isn't a bad ability, but I'm not going to be fully upgrading it because I want to get up here to the Vortex Discipline. Vortex of Doom. It's basically a psychic blast that when upgraded can do 8 damage to everything in the blast area. And also there's some bonus willpower up there, so this is where I want to be, but I'm going to have to go through Smite to get to it. Sadly, we won't be getting to the Vortex of Doom today because I only have the 2 ability points, but soon. It will be mine. Oh yes. And that's where we're at. So, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. And as always, be pure, be vigilant, behave.